Hey y'all, it's your girl Boonie, and you're listening to the Boonie Breakdown podcast, your source for all things responsible and ratchet. All right. We're here for this week's episode, and we have none other than our problematic fave. Brian is here, all right? The conversation was so good, so juicy, that I had to redact some of it. And you know where that redacted piece is? It's head on over to Patreon. It's for the Patreon community. So Patreon gang, you lucked out. But we talk about Greek life, the current events around Greek life, dating. You know what me and Brian do. I don't need to give you a setup, but it's a good one. So good. Like I said, I had to redact a portion of the conversation. All right. So we're just going to hop right into my pick of the week. So I told y'all last week that I downloaded Apple TV. And so I'm like, well, since I have it at least for another month, let me watch some stuff. So I started with Presumed Innocent, and I'm mad at y'all. I'm mad at y'all because y'all didn't tell me how good that shit was. 10 out of 10, no fucking notes. I mean, just great twists and turns. And the final, and I'm not even going to be mad about spoilers because this has been out for a while. I did not see it coming at the end. I did not see it coming at the end. I did not. So good. I also found out from Patreon gang, because I was talking about it in our TV spoilers thread on Discord, and they let me know that it was a movie with Harrison Ford in the 90s. So even the TV show, if you watch the movie, the TV show has a different twist on it than what the movie portrayed. And so Jake Gyllenhaal, I think that was really all the people, the named people. Oh, and like Ruth Negga. She was the wife in it, but really, really well done. And it's just a testament. Like, why is Apple TV sitting on these amazing shows that they promote nowhere? Nowhere. Like, it's very little promotion on Apple TV shit, but the shit always be flames. So if you have it, check it out. You didn't see it. And let me know what you all think. But Patreon gang and I were already talking about it, and it's just really, really, really good.
Housekeeping. Come back later, please. Housekeeping. Not now.
All right, so housekeeping. I just want to thank you all for listening to episode 265 with my pod sister, Ebony, from the Professional Homegirl podcast. A lot of you really in particular enjoyed the conversation we had around timing and the role that timing plays in your life. I got this DM and said, Boonie, I always remember you talking about how all decisions for you come down to time or money. And it's so true. I feel like the pandemic was definitely a shift in the algorithm for our lives. What is time anymore? But I really appreciated that conversation. So if you haven't listened to it, check it out. Last week's episode with Ebony, it's a good one, and I hope you enjoy. All right. I think number 2, a lot of you guys are going to get excited about this. So in planning out the rest of my year, I'm ready. Boonie live shows. We haven't done any in 2 years. Besides Baltimore, I need to know what city you want me to come to. So I'm going to do a show in Baltimore because those are easy. That's home. But besides Baltimore, where else? I'm looking for 2, maybe 3 other cities, but definitely 2 other cities that we can come for and visit and do a live show. So when I do this on Talk to Boonie Tuesday and put it up, I'm going to want the data. Let me know where we should go. All right. And if this is your first time listening, please subscribe. You can follow us on social media at the Boonie Breakdown on Instagram, and Facebook. You can also just follow us on YouTube at the Boonie Breakdown as well. All right. And like I said, a piece of this is redacted for Patreon only. So if you want that Patreon, you can head on over to patreon.com/the Boonie Breakdown and sign up for $6. All right. So that's it for me. Let's get ready to break it down. All right. Problematic fave is here. I don't even have no zhuzh right now because my ass is tired.
Yeah. Same, just working, grinding, it's work, softball, school, that whole grind. Just busy, but it is what it is.
Busy. Busy is the understatement. I'm tired. And you know what else I made the realization? As we're recording this, I have gone 90 days without sex.
What the hell be going on? Like, I don't understand how you be having like a consistent. You know what it is? I know exactly what it is. I know what it is. I ain't even gonna say it, but I know what it is.
Okay. I can't kind of diagnose myself. So here's the thing. I like to have a lot of sex with the same person.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's not worth, because first of all, your fellow counterparts, they're fucking annoying as shit. So it's not worth the gamble that it's going to be bad. So I just don't. Yeah. And so I get in these ruts. So right now I'm in a rut where it's just like everybody's annoying to me. I don't want to fuck these people. And thus, because here's the thing, I can give myself an orgasm. So that's not good enough. Like it needs to be, I don't want to say mind blowing, but the
Gotta
whole
be better.
experience needs to be good for
Yeah,
me to be
it's
like,
about
yes,
the look. We all can give ourselves an orgasm. It's about the full
yes,
experience. You know what I mean?
exactly.
I
And the
could.
full experience be faltering at the conversation.
Yeah, it's like going to the spa. Like, I could get anybody come over give me a massage, but to actually have a nice room and the ambiance and the candles lit and the smell, that's the whole experience. So yeah, I get it. But your problem is you're doing it too much. So when you like somebody, listen, when you like somebody, you got to spread it out. Like, you literally have to go, like, I think sex more than one time per week with somebody new is too much. Hear me out. Hear me out. Because what ends up, no, I'm serious. Like, what ends up happening is you have a great session and then you follow it up the next day and then the next day. You run it in the hole.
Well,
So,
I'm too busy to be doing it that frequently, but I do like to do it frequently when I'm.
right. And I know. And it's like, and I don't know because I don't know, like you didn't tell me, but I know from like past conversations, shows that you've done. And what I realized early on, probably like 10 years ago,
Not
like,
10 years ago.
no, for real. I realized like 10 years ago that if I like somebody, I have sex with them not a lot in the beginning because I feel like it's like I know myself, I will end up getting bored. And at some point, it's going to put false expectations on what things are. So that's
Well,
one of the main reasons is that if we have a lot of sex, the woman is going to start to feel like we are more than what we are.
so I can see that for some people. For me, I have conversations, right? So I had somebody like my old faithful, we was fucking off and on for like 6 years.
No, that's I understand those,
And so it's
but
like never,
that's not even every week though. That's when you need something and he's there for you.
well, we would have little runs because it was like,
Yeah, you will have a good run, but
but
it's
like,
not daily. It's
but
not overdoing it.
why? I don't, that's how I say I know I'm going to struggle when the time comes for me to cohabitate because I don't even like seeing a motherfucker daily.
But that's what I'm saying. So it's like the only way you get to that point sometimes is by spacing it out so you actually have a chance to miss each other. And that's when you be like, oh, okay, like every time I see this person, the sex is good, we have a good date, we have a good time, it's a full experience. When you only just, you start fucking every day, you start getting, and then, women hate because they'll say we get lazy. But at the end of the day, like, I'm getting everything back to back to back all week, and I'm not planning the date. There's no
Fair.
excitement to see you because I just seen you for the last 3 nights and woke up and your ass was snoring next to me.
Not snoring. But yeah, no, yeah. So that's my struggle. It just hit me. And I feel like life is so busy. Like, I just don't know how people maintain sanity without fucking.
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing. You said 90 days. That's like,
That's my like ring the red bell.
so you didn't even start the new year off on any?
No.
Damn. Thought you had like something going on. I'll be confused. I thought you was over there, getting tore down on a regular basis.
Oh, not recently.
Okay. Well, there's
Let's
always
stare
hope.
into the distance. Not recently. But yeah, like, but for me, I know we talked about this before because I can name quite a bit of women who are going years Now, I don't allow myself to do that. Like, this is rare. I haven't hit 90 days in a long time. So this is a rare occurrence, but 90 days is my like ring the 911.
Life's too short for that. I don't
It
understand it.
is. You gotta be
Like,
fucking
people are dying every day, like, and they're
every
close
day.
to our age, and it's like, what are you doing? Like, life is too short.
That's not funny, but like it's true though.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
true. And like I'm like, what if I died next week? God forbid. And I went out here dickless. That's not right.
It's not. But that makes me think about the post you sent me the other day. It was like, which Greek organization? uh,
Did you agree with the so if you don't know, it was you probably seen it. It was like which sorority is the freakiest or something it said. And that white boy without hesitation was like the Deltas. um
yeah, I don't know. I can't say the Deltas.
you disagreed
I disagree. I
in my
mean,
DMs.
listen, I'm gonna tell you something about those K's. So the thing, listen, the thing about AKAs is they want to be prim and proper, but they not. They not at all. That's a fake. It's a fake facade. It's like a whole I'ma be a lady in the streets, freaking a bit. They like that. Like, you know what I mean? It's like that whole um stereotypical prim and proper tea party dress up, that type of chick. And then you get them behind closed doors and they just
So is it that it's not that the others are, you just personally like the appeal of the
No, I'm
mystique?
not saying no, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just
Oh,
saying just
okay.
going off of my personal experience as to the ones that I've been with and, the mindset that it gives me. When I think of like, oh shit, I automatically like certain things pop in my head that I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, yeah, I've dated some deltas. I had a few deltas that I dated and hung out with.
I can't even really say that I'm a good, accurate sample of the fraternities. I just have a affinity for Kappas. And you
Yeah,
know
all
what's
y'all
just
do. All y'all do. I mean, it's so funny because I think um
but nothing I know we're talking in very generalizations of the
yeah, yeah,
organizations, but
yeah.
nothing pisses me off more than an ugly Kappa.
Listen, you know,
Like, what the fuck?
I always say y'all want to marry the Kappas and fuck the Qs. That's what it is.
Wow. I ain't never been married, but I like fucking the Kappas too.
Ugh,
I really do. I don't know what it is about the Kappas, but I like a good Kappa.
maybe it's the shimmy or something. I don't know what it is.
I feel like this is a generational thing. That's how I know I'm getting old because like you see on like it probably come up on your page some of those Greek videos and like watch the yard and you see the like collegiates and they're doing their little strolls and stuff. And I'm like, damn, I'm old because like them little Kappa videos, they be shimmying and doing all that shoulder shit. And I be like, they young as shit. And it's not even sexy. So
uh,
yeah, no.
yeah, I mean, it's crazy because all of the kids that I know are crossing. Like, I just had a mentor cross Q, nephew cross Kappa, both in Norfolk State, and then recently a friend of mine, her daughter crossed Delta
Yeah.
last week. This
Yeah.
weekend, matter of fact, this weekend. So it's like everybody's crossing, and it's like when they cross, and you realize like these are the people who you consider to be children.
Like, we're old.
Yeah, you like I'm old as fuck. You be like
I'm
I'm
old
old
as
as fuck.
fuck.
So
Yeah,
yeah, I
no.
can't when they stepping and strolling, and the girls, I'm like, yeah, they kids. They
Yeah, they're
are
children.
they are children.
They
Where
are children.
like I prefer to be at home coming to see the mamas. Like I don't want to like where your big sisters at.
I want to go back to that video though and let the record reflect that he was like, "You ain't never met a Delta you can't get along with." I was like,
Well,
"Facts."
well, that's true. I mean, so that's where like somebody said, are they the female bros? Like, in a sense, y'all are a reflection of us. Like, y'all are very. Don't make that face because y'all are pretty much like epitome of like the bros and the female in the soror world. Like y'all are very down to earth. Y'all very like can go both ways as far not go both ways. Pause. Y'all can y'all can be
Correct
like
yourself.
y'all can be like corporate and together and then also be in some hood shit. Like, that just could get a little hood. I know some of y'all are a little ratchet out there. So yeah.
Never.
Oh, yes, y'all.
No, let me clutch my pearls.
Right. But that's the thing that, at the end of the day, that's a big thing. But I know a lot of bros married to AKs. A lot. A lot of bros married to Ks.
Well, here's a funny thing.
And y'all love the Kappas more anyway. So that brother sister shit be
It's so funny to me because they always talk about Coleman Love, right? And I remember it was Centennial, and they had like the Centennial Gala or whatever, and we were there, and somebody was talking. They were introducing some of like the lineages of the founders, and I was like, Frank and Edna ain't had no kids. Like, why ain't no like? And then I went digging, and it was like, Edna died really young, and he remarried to an AKA, and that's who Frank was with until he died. So I was like, the fuck we talking about Coleman Love?
That's what y'all get. That's what y'all get. That's exactly what y'all get. Cause y'all really be out here. As soon as a Kappa come around, y'all be running off. Like I see it. I see it all the time. Don't make that face. Don't
You
make
don't
that
see that
face.
shit.
Yeah, don't make.
It's funny because I saw on some page trying to get Murphy love going between the deltas and the alphas.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, wow. But on a serious note, with the whole situation around fraternities and sororities, I feel like in about 10 years, we're not even gonna have fraternities and sororities
Well,
active because
so let's get serious. And I kind of hate talking Greek business for the general public, but
the general public is chiming in left and right and don't
left
know
and
what
right,
the
and
fuck
it
they
burns
talking
me
about
up in the
because they don't know
comments.
what they talking about, and
They,
there's people just saying stuff, and they all it sounds like a lot of people who couldn't make it or didn't make it
yes,
that are
or made
making
it and had to
comments.
drop or
Yeah.
something.
Oh, well, they told me they wanted me to do that, and I left. No, that's not why you left. Come on now.
Yeah. So, what happened with the young man that passed from Omega? Horrific. Like, nobody should be dying, right? Like,
Mhm.
I think everybody across the board can agree with that.
Yeah.
All right. So, a portion of this conversation has been redacted and is available only on Patreon. So, if you want to listen to a good piece of this, you can head on over to patreon.com/the Boonie Breakdown. All right. And now we'll get back to the conversation.
Then, like, hey, if you're in a situation where something is super uncomfortable and
You
you feel
trust your
like
gut.
you trust your gut and you leave or you call me, and if you leave, you call me right away. Like,
Yeah.
or you like, hey, like I don't feel comfortable. I need to talk to somebody. And if they like denying, you walk away. Like I'm not
Yeah.
gonna, but I'm like, don't quit just because shit get hard.
Because
You
at
know?
the end of the day, you're a person and you still have your autonomy. So,
Yeah. But it's like, don't quit just because shit get hard and you end up leaving the people that you with. Like, you gotta make a decision at some point because you gotta know where your breaking point is. But a lot of people nowadays don't even work hard for anything anymore. People just leave it.
well, I mean, I think that's just the culture we have right now, right? Like,
It's quick. It's
everybody wants stuff
microwave,
right now.
air
If it doesn't
fryer.
happen,
Yep.
I'm gone. You hurt my feelings. Goodbye. Like, there's
I
no
said it about relationships. It's this whole thing where like it's like an air fryer microwave generation. Everybody want that, and then don't let like it's like we never happy with what we have. A new body style come out, we want that. A new floor plan come out, we want that. They building new houses, we want that. They never. That's why I say a lot of women could not be satisfied being stay at home women.
Well, it's funny that you say this because literally, I put this thing, you probably didn't even see it, but it was on my Insta story, and I'm sitting here trying to find it. But the Wall Street Journal put up this thing where it's been shown that American women, this is not black, white, it's just an American. So I don't know the race breakdown, but it was just like American women are giving up on marriage. Major demographic shifts have put men and women on divergent paths. 51.4% of women ages 18 to 40 were single. Not, that means neither married nor cohabitating with a partner. and that's up from 41% in 2000. So they're like, less women are choosing to get married. And it was like they showed some snippets. This is another problem why the world is fucked up because all the good shit is behind the fucking paywall, and I'm not paying for the news. But it was like some one of the clips said, "Dating is the only thing you could put 10,000 hours into and end up right where you started."
It is. It's like one of those things where you're not guaranteed shit. And you can literally like put the right effort into it. You can go and you can try to do everything right. If the other person ain't right or they not meeting you where you at, you literally can just walk away with nothing.
You can. And it's just when you're looking at, because like responsible fave KG, he's such a nerd. And he's like, the birth rate, people need to have kids. Like, Boonie, you need to have kids. And I'm like, no, I don't want kids. But it's just like looking at these shifts, like Gen Z and young. Oh, I guess Gen Z. I guess Gen Alpha's not fucking yet. They're like babies. But like Gen Z, they're having less sex of any generation ever at their age in history. Like they're in their 20s. They should be fucking and
You
doing.
think they're not? They're not.
Yeah, it was like statistics show they're not having sex the same. They don't drive. It's like there's some areas where they
What's
excel
wrong with them?
better than we were, other generations at their age. But
What's
it's
wrong
like
with them?
they're very anxious, they're depressed. It's like, so they have all the, again, blame social media and these phones. But
Yeah.
it was just like literally where we were just living good lives, like the way I was out here at 20 something, 22, and these kids not even having sex.
Hoeing. Hey y'all, she got a temple shirt on. She was hoeing. Every time she look at that shirt, she'd be like, "Oh my god!" I got up to that school. She was a private school girl. They was like, "Hey."
This shirt literally, it is so old. It is the shirt that I got on my college visit to Temple.
Oh
And because
damn.
it's too small, I've cut the hood, I've cut it up so I can still wear it. But
Oh.
I will never get rid of this. This sweatshirt is literally 23 years old.
So I was having that conversation like where men, like women got a thing for men that were promiscuous and, the guys who all the women wanted to sleep with. Like, how do I put this? It was
Yeah,
like,
because I'm looking at you like, what?
because it was like, the whole thing is like women, like men, like you can't really, like women don't judge men based off the number of partners they have. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, it's not a bad thing to be a male hoe. Like, if anything, like if you're a male hoe, it's kind of like, you like breeding into male hoism. Like we start young where we are teased in middle and high school if you haven't had sex. You know what I mean?
Okay, I'm
Like it's
tracking.
it's bad to be a virgin. And then it's like when you having sex, like you cool. So then when you get to college and you running your numbers up, that's like what you're supposed to do. Like that's what we were told we were supposed to do. Like while you're young, go sow your oats so that when you get married and you get into a relationship, you can settle down.
Now, here's the thing though. This is such bullshit. The way this works, like we need to correct this course, right? Because men, y'all peak so much faster than women do, right? So men, you guys sexually peak like 20s, and women sexually peak in our 40s, and it don't line up.
Yeah, y'all horny as shit. Y'all
Yeah,
horny as
like
shit.
that's the other reason why I'm probably going fucking crazy because I need to be fucking right now. Like my hormones are just
Yeah. Yeah, y'all horny as shit.
it's
But
not right. And then now y'all slowing down, breaking down.
we ain't slowing down. We ain't slowing down.
Some of y'all are slowing down.
We might be slowing
Some of
down.
some of your demographic is slowing
But the point that I'm making is the point that I was making to this person I was having this conversation around was they were just like, men are unfaithful and all of this other stuff. And I was just like, think about the type of man that you like. So I was like, if you want to be with a man who's been with a whole bunch of women, like at some point, how hard do you think for it is for him to condition himself to just being with one?
So I think that's bullshit because like men get to go out here and do all of that.
No,
And
I'm not
still,
saying that. I'm not saying that that's the way to go. I'm saying that when women have this thing where they're like, oh, all these men this, all these men that, and I'm like, well, when I've said it before, when you got women who are willing to sleep with men who are married and don't care, their girlfriends don't care, they co-sign it, they show up to the dinner party. Oh, he's taking care of you. He took you on a trip. He did this. Girl, they co-signing the shit. Ain't nobody calling them out on it. But at the end of the day, it was just like, if that's the type of man that you've attracted to, and he spent his whole life, being a hoe, all of a sudden now you're saying slam on the brakes after doing 100 miles per hour and come to a screeching halt, and now just live this life where you just have one. And I feel like, that's what we're supposed to do. But how many women are really in their mind believing a fairy tale that like, oh, this nigga don't cheat?
you just said a lot. Um,
I'm just saying, do you get what I'm saying though? Like, I'm not trying to like,
so I get what you're
I'm not
saying. You're trying to say for
I'm just
women
saying,
who pack it up and settle down with men who were out here in these streets,
because the man y'all want, the man y'all compete for is
you're
usually a
being
man.
delusional to think that he's being faithful to you.
No, I'm not saying delusional. I'm just saying that in the end, you're choosing a man that you feel like you got to compete with that's of like, it's like what other women want as well. Like, you don't want the nerdy, corny guy who is not like, maybe later.
So
You get what I'm saying? Like,
I
you
get
see
what you're
where I'm
saying. You
going?
want the guy who gets the attention.
You want the guy who walks in and he's tall and he looks good and he's charismatic and he's speaking and lighting up a room, and you like, it's giving BDE all over the room the way he walked in here, his confidence, everything. That's the one you want. And then when it's like, oh, but he married or he got a girlfriend, it's like, y'all don't stop. But then it's like when you the wife of the girlfriend, it's like, oh no, like he's supposed
Okay,
to.
I see what you're saying. So then it's like when you're in that spot, then you expect him to stop when you was the other one. I'm tracking now.
Yeah,
I'm
because
tracking.
you got friends that be like, oh, he's married, but he said that he not happy. Oh, he said that he's gonna leave. He said that they were separated, but they just living there for the kids. He sleep in the basement.
Now
Like,
listen, I'm the type of friend that I'm like, girl, do it sound right?
we
I
always
am
got.
that friend. You can
It's
call
funny
several
because
people.
it's funny
I'm gonna
because
ring the bell, sis.
it's funny because as men we do the same shit. Be like, man, you think you like it'd be like one of those situations like, man, you think you married and you spending 4 or 5 days at home with your wife and then you see this hoe once a week. Man, that bitch getting her back blown out 3 times a week by another nigga. No, she don't be messing with nobody. Oh,
Yeah, no.
she don't be talking to nobody. She just be talking to me.
You gotta be the mirror for your friends.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you
Because when the
have
dick
to.
and the pussy's too good, you cloud it.
You know why pussy's so good, right? It got pussy in it. It's, yeah, that's what it is. Like,
I ain't never heard that.
all pussy is good because it got pussy in it. That's why.
All pussy is good?
To somebody,
Touche.
because you look around, somebody pregnant, somebody got a baby, somebody you thought was trash is happy. Look,
No, I be
think about the
feeling
dudes that you slept with. Listen, think about the dudes you slept with, and you're still friends with them on social media. And when they walking down that aisle, and you just like, wow.
so I really do be feeling that way because I be looking like, especially like right now, like a couple weeks ago, I literally did this and I was looking and this girl probably looked pregnant and I'm like, somebody nutted in her raw
Mm-hmm.
and I can't get no. Let me take this back. I could get dick if I wanted to. I'm just
It's
being
easy.
choosy.
It's just the fact that
I'm
you
being
actually have a criteria.
choosy right
Like
now.
you should be, because at the end of the day, it's nothing. Like it's crazy. It's crazy.
It is. I mean, like I said, we started this out. I can make myself come, so it's not about a nut. I can
How
get
do
a
you
nut.
tell us how you tell us your preferred method?
Depends on the toy. Depends on how much time I got. Sometimes you gotta get in and out. Sometimes you set the mood for yourself.
Sometimes, like I got sleep apnea. Some nights I'm just like, look, I just need to go to sleep.
Sometimes you just gotta go to sleep.
That's all it is.
That was literally the last night because I was trying to get back into my work routine, but my brain, I'm such a night owl, my brain could not shut off. And I was like, "Oh, gotta rip one out."
It's real. It's
And
real.
sleep in 5 minutes. Like, there we go.
Yep.
You gotta
Over.
do it. And it's
Yeah.
amazing to me how people just like won't touch themselves. Like, fuck yourself. Make
Yeah.
yourself come.
That always like bothered me when I dated women. I was like, oh no, like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? Oh no, like, I need you to tell me what you like. You don't even know what your own body likes because you won't even touch yourself. Like, come
It's a
on.
shame. It is truly a
No,
shame.
I just like what you do. No, 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 no. I want you to tell me. Like, don't just be like, you know what you're doing? Like, no, because it's not working and it's taking too long and I got it. What's the big meme right now? I bust trying to talk her through it.
That is taking too long. Tell me what to
Like,
do.
I bust. It's always like the meme, like I bust trying to talk her through it. I'm
That is
talking her through it, and then I can't.
hilarious. I don't think I've ever had that happen. But yeah, I'm telling you, this is why I be doing this shit. This is why I be having a sexologist on. Fucking touch yourself, make yourself come. This could be a win-win. You over here letting him fucking masturbate with your goddamn pussy. Like, what? Like, this is not right. You should be
Uh,
enjoying it too.
yeah, I
You
think
really should.
that's the biggest thing is like when you find somebody who you can have good sex with, and then they also bring you peace. That's the real flex. When you like, yo, it should be peaceful, and we have good sex. Like, I ain't got shit to worry about. I'm good.
RIP to my old faithful.
But I mean, just from the standpoint of like giving you the relationship stuff too,
Oh,
like
I mean, we
that.
didn't need all that. It was just great. Like, we could hang
No,
out, we
no,
could
no. I get that. When I'm
talk.
saying everybody has had the old faithful, and always gonna be around. But I'm saying that when you get that in a
Nah,
person,
I've had a relationship like that. It's been many moons. That's why you I would tell you hook me up, but you don't got no friends to hook me up with.
you want to date somebody that's married.
No.
Yeah, I
That's my
mean
thing. I
that's the
gotta get
thing.
a boyfriend this year because I've been single too long.
Well, I was asked to be on a single show. That's how I ended up having this conversation around that. And the woman was like, she didn't understand what I meant by no man is single. And I was like,
No, they're not.
no man is men who are single, they're not in relationships, but somebody thinks they're in a relationship with them. And no man is willing to put himself out there walking into a speed dating. I said, so if I walk into a speed dating and all of a sudden I see somebody I know there and
It's
they know
over.
somebody that I'm dealing with, they're going to be like, well, you told me you don't want to be in a relationship, or you told me we just chilling, or this is just for fun. But why are you at speed dating? Are you looking for a girlfriend? You looking for a woman? It's going to become a whole situation. So as a man, it's like, even if you're single, you can't put yourself out there because you still got one or two or three in the pocket that you like.
I
You can't do that.
I'm glad you said this because I get so many comments like, Boonie, you need to plan a singles night. Boonie, you should have speed date. Boonie, you should do this. I can't because I can't get no men there. And I
Yeah.
ask the men all the time. And just what you said, I'm either going to run into somebody I'm talking to, messing with, or fucking, or somebody she knows. And it's not worth the risk.
Yeah, because it's going to blow up the whole situation. And just imagine being the girl on the other end of that conversation. So imagine, okay, let's just hypothetically play this out. You got a friend, and I'm fucking your friend, and you show up to the singles night, mix and mingle, and I got my little name badge on and shit, and it say Dante, and you're like, girl, and now he's saying his name is Dante. He fucking up in here. Girl, he is walking around here, shaking hands, smiling and shit. And then she's been telling you, like, oh no, we had fun. Brian's cool. We're going to Philly next week. We're going to spend the weekend up in Philly. She's telling you about all this cool shit just for you to be like, bitch, she playing the shit out you.
Yep.
And then she like, no, we both said that we didn't want anything right now. And you like, bitch, I know you want something. I know you want more, but you're not getting it because you're riding off of what he's saying. And then you're going to be pissed. And then I'm going to be on fucking blast on Facebook or Instagram because I've been fucking her slow, staring in her eyes, telling her, no, I really like you too. And yeah, come on, dating her and dicking her down like we in a relationship. Once a
Now,
week though.
Once a week to bring it full circle. Do you know, because you probably are in one of these groups, do you know about the groups on Facebook where it's like, are we dating the same guy?
No, I've heard of them. I basically deleted myself out of every Facebook group like 3 years ago. It was too much.
No,
It too
you're
much.
probably, I mean, you're probably in one because a girl's probably posted you.
Oh no. It definitely wasn't in one. Like
You
I can
sure?
definitely say in my years of the stuff that I did, people don't know shit about me. They suspect shit about me. Like they can't pinpoint and say, Brian used to mess with this girl. People knew I was married. People knew, like I had an ex-wife. And so they can attach me to that, but they can't attach me to a bunch of people, especially a bunch of people that hang out and that's in the streets. So like as far as that goes, I get cases like I think you a hoe. I think you fuck a lot of bitches. You look like
Mm,
what do you mean I look like a hoe? Like you just seem like you get your way. Like what does all of that mean?
you look like a hoe.
But it's like one of those things where like I've never been caught up in any of those
It's
cases.
because you are the guy you just mentioned. You're the guy
Yeah,
who comes in the
I,
room. Everybody know your name. You're charismatic, and you just mentioned you described yourself.
yeah, I mean, hey, that's that's par for the course. Like at the end of the day, like that's what women are attracted to, especially at this age. Like you put a nice suit on, or you dress nice, or you smell good, or you come around and you actually got some common sense and you know how to speak to people. That's gonna draw women in. That's
The bar.
why, huh?
I'm like the bars in hell, yo. That's
But
all y'all gotta do. If I just look nice,
no, and see
that's
the
all
thing
it
is,
takes.
well, see that's the thing. A lot of women have been fooled by the guys that just look nice, and I think that's where some of us men thrive because we the whole package. I'm not sitting here like tooting my own horn saying that I'm
That's what
perfect.
it sounds like, friend.
No, I'm far from perfect, but at the end of the day, like nobody not gonna meet me and be like, "Girl, he is a scammer. He ain't got his shit together." Or, "Oh no, I take care. No, I'm taking care of my kids. I own my own home. I work every day. I'm getting my MBA. Like I'm doing this shit. Like I'm doing it. I'm not like somebody like, yeah, I'm a dreamer. Like I'm thinking about opening up a food truck next year, and I'm gonna get out of. I'm staying with my mom's staying with me right now because she's sick. And then you find out later on that he's staying with his mom. Like I'm not borrowing nobody's car. Like I'm not one of them. And I know it's dudes out here who live like that. So it's like I'm just saying, like I'm as advertised a good fucking dude. And I'm
A good dude on paper.
and in person. Fuck paper in real life.
That's the problem. Like that's what I'm saying. Like that's all men have to have. What you just said. Like I provide myself shelter. I can pay for things. I look good. I smell good.
But y'all problem is y'all look good on paper, and then you're fucking crazy. That's the problem with y'all. Because
Yeah.
there's a lot of women out here who Jesus Christ, pollen.
Bless you.
I didn't even get it out. It was like but there's a lot of women out here who look good on paper, who are and look good in person, and don't have the social skills or understand what it takes to be in a relationship. And that's why I was talking about like the same person was asking me about dating and putting together this like dating group and dating thing. And I was just like, I just want peace. And most men just want peace. And I was like, and we get these women who literally and after 2 days like so are you thinking about marriage, are you like just start getting really aggressive or
That seems extreme. Like that's
no
really happening.
no like after 2 dates or after y'all have sex, so what are we doing? Or all of a sudden like, well, it's funny that you ain't called me back yesterday and I know what type of shit you want. Like I'm telling you, it's some horror stories out here that I've experienced and some people I know have experienced. It's your
Ridiculous.
peers. Your friends don't tell you when they do crazy shit.
See, that's the thing. I guess I tell my friends, I'm like, girl. So when I talk to my friends, I'll be like, can I have a girl moment? That's how I classify it. And it's either me when I say some crazy shit I did, quote unquote, and it may not even be crazy compared to what you're saying, or I want to have a moment where I want to be soft and be like, oh my God, I like him. Like, but I know which friend to call, right? So
Right.
I can call Kim when I want to be like, oh, I like him so much. But I'm also a lover girl. So I'm the type where I can be in love in a week. Like, I shared that meme because I had sent it to Kenny, I sent it to Kim, I sent it to Bashir, I sent it to a couple people where I was like, where they're like, your friend's asking you about the guy you said was your husband 2 days ago, and you're like, yeah, that's over, it's done. That's me. I can be in love in a week. I see the whole future. We're married, whatever. And you talk yourself out of that. Like, I'm already there, but I don't act that way. But in my mind, we're there. And then I'd be like, girl, I can't talk to him no more. And then they'll never hear about him again. So that's my
Yeah.
crazy, where it's like I start in love. Like
But see,
you
I just I will say this. I know guys that are serial lovers in the sense that like everybody gets loved on and treated the same way. And I'm like, that's crazy because it's like how you love everybody, how you feel that way about every woman. Like, do you want the love coming back that way? Like, when do you ever just be like, I'm just fucking this person? You know what I mean? Like,
so it's funny you say that, because, and I think we may have tapped on this before, and we always do this at the end where we have to wrap up. But like, I think this where it goes, where instead of being that all in guy and saying the things you know women want to hear to give you pussy,
mhm.
just go get a sex worker.
No,
Like,
I don't even think that. I think it's just be honest because
but
that's
here's the thing, some
like,
women will take that, but some women will not.
yeah, but
You
the
know
thing
you
is,
know the difference between a woman that you can just have casual sex with, or one that you
right?
have to massage the pussy out of them
Yeah, and I think
with.
that's where you got to know as a
Well,
man.
don't do that.
Well,
Find the
no,
girl that you can do that, or go pay for pussy.
that's my point. So my point is, if I pull up on you and I pull up in your DM and I'm like, "Hey, Boonie, how you doing? What's going on?" And then you like, "You got a girlfriend?" And I'm like, "Yeah," but you know, I come back and keep flirting with you, and then you go forward with it. Now all of a sudden, I'm like, "Let me take you out to dinner and let me do that." I already jumped off on the wrong foot. Because if I'm just trying to get some pussy, I should be just like, this is what I'm sticking to. And either you're going to do it or you're not. But once I get into the moment where I'm trying to like trick you out the pussy,
Yeah, that's terrible.
yeah, because now I got to either keep that going or two, deal with how you going to act after you give
And
it to me. And
and
now,
that's how you make a bitch crazy. Like,
yeah,
some bitches, that's
that-
how they go crazy.
and then you fuck them good and you fucking them slow, kissing them in their mouth, staring them in their eyes, talking about, oh, yeah, one of these days, I'm not happy and I don't really want to talk about that. Like, you put that shit on yourself
You did. You really did. When you could have just found somebody
because there's
or worked
somebody who, like,
out a long-term rate with a sex worker and paid for the pussy. Like, I just wish more
but there's some
men.
women that's just like, yo, I just want to fuck.
Yeah. And that's, but it's also interesting when you have that conversation with men, they don't receive that well. I
Well,
think some men want to know that they talked you out of it, or
they want to feel like it's more about them being in
yeah, they
control.
don't like it being a
You taking the
transaction.
control. You taking the control from them.
Yeah, they don't like it being a transaction. I had that recently with a gentleman where I was just like, look, this ain't gonna be no relationship, but this shit is spectacular. So let's just like be friends with benefits. And it was like, no. Okay.
Damn. See, most men are like, all right, cool.
Yeah, like I just knew, like, we didn't have to pretend. We don't need to go on any more dates, or we don't need to do that anymore.
I
It's
just
like,
hate it when I had the whole friends with benefits thing and it's like known that I'm talking to multiple people. And then the woman does this thing where she's like, well, are you sleeping with anybody else? Like, bitch, come the fuck
well,
on.
that could just be a health question.
It is, but it's like, come on, you already know what it is. And then I'd be like, and then it's like, they say something like, I'm not sleeping with anybody else. I'm like, yeah, because if I knew you were, then I'd just be done. Like, well, how do you get to sleep with other people when I can't? Because at the end of the day, we all get to make the choices that we want. So if you want to leave, leave. If I decide that I want to leave, leave. Ain't no contract, we ain't in no relationship.
That's ridiculous.
How is it ridiculous?
I mean, well, she could just lie.
She can. But I'm just saying, like, some women are honest
But that's
enough.
just Yeah, that's just silly.
How's it silly?
Like, I would make that assumption. My thing is this, and I don't know if this is healthy, maybe I need to talk to my therapist about this, but I just if we're not having that conversation and I'm not trying to pursue you in a romantic way, I just make the assumption that all men are fucking multiple people.
No, I'm talking about you already fucking now. And they like, are you sleeping with anybody else? What?
So that's the thing. If I feel that happening, then yeah, I don't think that's a unfair question to ask.
It's not unfair, but it's just like we not even like that for you to be asking
But
me.
if the conversation has already been set that we're just kicking it, then I probably would not ask it.
And I'm saying that if look for those people out there that's just kicking it and you want to know if somebody fucking somebody else, nine times
I
out of
just
ten
make
they
the
are.
assumption they are.
9 times out of 10 they are, because if they really liked you, they wouldn't just be just kicking it. They fucking be with you. If
Yeah.
you all I fucking got, then I want to spend all my time with you. But if you can't catch me on a Friday or Saturday or, a weekend, a good quality primetime night or something, yeah, bitch, I got somebody else. If I'm just seeing you 1 in the morning every time, what the fuck? Fucking context clues. You just want me to tell you no. You just want to hear me lie to you. Nah, I'll just be chilling.
Yeah, that's a little cray cray.
Like I remember, this is real funny. I went to therapy, and this girl I was dating, and she was like, "We got to go to therapy. We got to go to therapy." Like, I'm like, we're not even married. Like, why are we going to counseling? And she's like, because we got some things we need to discuss. And she was like, because we was broke up for like 7 to 8 months, and he every time I asked him was he sleeping with somebody, he just gave me the same answer. And she was like, well, what was that? And she was like, he was like, I just be chilling. I be chilling. I don't be doing shit. I be chilling. I never said that I ain't fuck nobody. I said I be chilling. And so the therapist was like, so what's the problem? Y'all weren't together. And she was like, well, I wasn't sleeping with nobody. And I was like, yeah, but you was going on dates and hanging out with niggas. I said, at the end of the day, you know, what a nigga supposed to do? I don't know if you coming back. You could have really liked somebody and never came back. And the therapist was like, he's right. Like, you're not in a relationship. He owes you nothing. He doesn't owe you honesty. He doesn't even have to answer that question.
So to end this on a note, a guy that I know told me a line that he uses with women that he dates or they just maybe hooking up or whatever situationship. But when he's done, he'll just be like, thank you. This was amazing. I had a great time hanging with you. You owe me nothing. Be well. And I'm like,
That seemed a
I'm
little weird, but
But I
voila.
liked it because it's just like, "All right, I'm moving on now. You owe me nothing." Because he's also this particular person I would say was like a whiner diner, right?
Mhm.
So it's not like we just fucking and I'm like,
Yeah.
"You owe me nothing." But it's
He a full
like,
experience guy. See, I'm
yeah,
not
he was
that.
a
I'm
full
not a
experience
full
guy.
experience.
Like, "I tricked out on you. You
Nope.
owe me nothing. Be
Nope. See,
well."
nope. I'm drawing the line in the sand that like I ain't really spending no money like that. And I ain't one of them guys that like do the most just to get some pussy. Like fuck that. And then, my thing at the end is you knew what it was when you signed up. Like the fine print was there. You didn't read it. You didn't read it. Like you can't be mad at me because you knew what it was when you signed up. You got everything that we talked about, and it was clear that this was not a relationship. I didn't want a relationship, and this is what we're doing.
Oh, well, on that note, any final words?
Yeah, read the fine print. Make sure you hey, make sure you understand what your situationship is. If you're in a situationship right now and you're gonna be mad because that motherfucker on a speed date or he has some singles event, then maybe you might want to ask yourself, like, do you want to continue this and start your 90 days like Boney?
And I think also just be very clear about what you want. And if the person's not giving it to you, don't waste your fucking time.
Well, there's a lot of people who gonna stay in the wasted time spots. Like it's a
Want
lot of
us all, I just want us all to be delivered from that.
Nah, it's a lot of time being wasted because people are too afraid to walk away from something that's convenient and comfortable. And that's how time gets wasted. At jobs, residences that we stay in. We stay in a lot of situations and places that don't serve us, but we do it because of comfort. And being uncomfortable and being by yourself is really a hard fucking thing. And some people cannot handle being by themselves. So they stay with
True.
somebody just to have that feeling of security, money, or whatever it is, somebody to come home to that's practically just there. And it's just to be able to say, I got somebody.
Yeah. It sucks, but I want people delivered from that shit. I want people delivered.
Good luck, because they not.
Oh, well, thanks, Brian. All right, that is it for this week's episode. I want to thank our problematic fave, Brian, for stopping by. I also want to thank you all for listening and our Patreon community. Let me know what you thought for the piece that was redacted from this conversation that you were privy to. I'm really curious to know some of your thoughts, all right? And if you listen and enjoyed this episode, I encourage you to listen and subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, YouTube, or any apps that you listen to your favorites on. Don't forget to leave us 5-star reviews. Spotify, 5-star reviews, and Apple Podcasts. You may hear a review in the next episode. All right, follow us on all social media. Share the episode with those you love, those you don't love, those you fucking hate. I don't make these images and reels for nothing. Okay, have a dope ass week. Stay healthy, stay safe, and stay sane. Thank you for listening, and remember, the ratchet in me always honors the ratchet in you. Namaste. Until next time.